Morning, Chris. Leon just said he's not happy with his game. He hasn't been all series. Just wondering what you're thinking and how do you get a guy out of his head like that?
I think Leon puts a lot of pressure on himself. I think the best players always want to be the best and expect a lot out of themselves. And, I've seen Leon play better than he has, but I think he's been contributing a lot, and I think he's harder on himself than he should be. And, I don't know. I think yesterday he had a good day of practice. He looked like his self, and I'm expecting him to play a good game tonight.
Right side, front row, Derek.
In that same vein, Chris, I just want to ask you about moving Ryan Hopkins to his line. I guess, does that give you more balance, or what was the kind of thought process of moving Warren Fogle up and Ryan down to his line?
I don't know, just, matchups, what they want to do, and having a little more speed or defensive responsibilities. It was just more of a matchup thing. That was it. And, that was about it.
In that same row, Jason.
Chris, before Game 1 of the postseason, you mentioned that you didn't really know what to expect. It was your first time in it. You're set for Game 24, I think it is. Can you take us kind of through what your journey's been as the coach and what you've maybe learned about yourself throughout this playoff?
I don't think I had time to think about myself, just with the line matchups and the systems and pre-scouts. Probably when it's all said and done, and then I'll look back and reflect on it. But I've enjoyed the journey. It's been I can't say it's been fun. I like where we've gone and what's happened, but I like the players. I think we've all been enjoying this process. When it's all said and done, I think I'll really appreciate it.
Has it been more intense than you expected or less? Like in the moment you talk about the line matches and how every shift matters, maybe every decision for the coach matters too.
I don't know. As a coach, you're always on coach mode. You're always thinking about things. And, I've been in that situation too. Obviously, the stakes are a lot higher when you're in the NHL. But whether it was in junior and the American League, I never had a lot of big games in the American League, but junior level, there's those early mornings where you wake up and you're getting to the rink early and thinking about something because you can't sleep. And, that happened in junior and happening here. And you got big decisions to make. More eyes are on you in the NHL, obviously. But the process has been the same.
Left side, front row, Bob.
Chris, you might have missed it, but Leon circled back on, self-criticism. Just a thought on, has it been your experience that the best players can handle it and they don't sit there and just shut it down? Because it was he had the opportunity to sort of edge out of it and he circled back to it. So what does that tell you about him?
Well, Leon's, a lot of can be said about his character. He's played through injuries and come out with these unbelievable performances throughout the playoffs this season and past. For me, watching him during the regular season, how much dedication he has towards the game. He is the first person to the rink every single day, whether that's for the game or practices. He's sometimes at the rink an hour before anybody else shows up. He loves the game. He's very critical about himself because he expects himself to be really good every single day. Sometimes that can be hard on a guy because he's too critical. And like this playoffs, I think, or this playoff, obviously throughout all the playoffs, his body of work has been tremendous. And then I think he's just being hard on himself this series. And I think there's more. I think he's played better, but he's still been pretty good for us.
Left side, third row, Slav.
Chris, your team is now 4-0 when facing elimination in these playoffs, 2-0 in the Stanley Cup final, obviously. Why do you think you guys have been able to handle these situations so well to this point?
I think our team's just enjoying the process. I think we've, talked about being down and out, and yeah, just enjoy playing the game. And you look at, you know, when we're facing elimination, but also I got a stat from our video crew, our stats guys, this morning about in elimination games, whether we're facing elimination or we can put a team out for their elimination. We're 6-0. We've averaged 4.5 goals for and 1.8 against. And I think this just likes the big stage. They like the big moments. And yeah, they've gone with it just because I think they saw the other side of it when things were rock bottom a long time ago. Right now, they can just play hockey and enjoy it.
We'll take two more. Second row, left side, Tony.
Morning, Chris. Just rewinding just over 7 months ago when you first took over this job, without giving away too much, what were your primary objectives in terms of making sure the penalty kill was where it needed to be now?
I think the first step was just finding out who we wanted penalty killing and having some regularity on pairs, units. I think that was one of the things. You know, with the system, Stewie was the chief operator of it. He was the director. We gave him that responsibility. And there wasn't very much to our system that we were changing. There were some fine details that we wanted to do. And yeah, I think that was the two biggest things, just having who we wanted to kill and how the process of teaching it. So, you know, I think the guys that we decided to do it, we wanted to give them a little bit more role. We've got other guys that can certainly penalty kill, but they've got a lot of other responsibilities with our team. So we wanted to, you know, put a little more ownership on those guys, and they've done a phenomenal job throughout the season. You know, since I've got here, you know, probably about 2 or 3 week span in I don't know, January, February, kind of that time, that maybe we hit a low spot. But other than that, it's been really good.
Last one, left side, first row, Ryan.
Real quick, first of all, I was going to let the Evander Kane question go today, but Cam Tate insists that it gets asked. So Cam wants to know what the status is of Evander and if there's a chance he might be available tonight or next game.
Yeah, no, he's looked good on the ice, and you know, he's feeling much better, and that'll be a game time decision.
Just quickly from me, Ryan McLeod has played some center, he's played some wing in these playoffs. What's your evaluation of him in those two positions? And it seems your preference is on the wing, but is he an option at center?
You know, I think he contributes a lot in both situations, or both positions. I think those decisions usually come with not necessarily what's best for Ryan. I think it's best for what's best for the team. If we need more speed through the middle, or, you know, with our lineup and who we decide to play, do we have an excess or an extra centerman that we can bump him to the wall, or, you know, there's a lot of decisions. So I don't think that's necessarily, I see Ryan better at left wing or better in the middle. I think he's got positive attributes in both those positions. I think it's more of what our team needs as a whole.